So this one is a sad story, a sad day. We've heard stories like this before, but just coming across it and just reading the details sucks. And we don't like when situations like this happen, as you can see in the title. However, I want to talk about the other side of it and the reason for leading up to this and what we can really do to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen. This is Tony A with YORUBADE, a channel focused on topics related to the West African community, specifically pertaining to business and personal development. If you want to join the tribe, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, remember to click the bell so that you get alerted when new videos drop. All right, for this one, I'm just going to read the story and you can see what's going on. But as the title is saying, there's a Nigerian lady that decided to sell her children out of desperation and her economic situation. Now, I've heard about these stories before and it always sucks, but I'm thankful that a lot of people in the comment section of this post talked about, they weren't so, oh, this woman is stupid, why she do this and stuff like that. It was, they had a bit more understanding, and I can appreciate that. Of course, it's a horrible situation to have to sell your children. What mother would want to sell her children? But that's what it is. So this woman, she sells both her daughters for 300,000 Naira in Ogun State. And there's a picture of her and the guy that facilitated the trade. But I'm really looking at her and just her face, the demeanor, looking down. It's just ashamed of doing this, and it's just, you know, this I can't, because it's a mother, and I know a mother have they have a really strong connection to their children. I can't chastise it. Like, yeah, you can. What she did was wrong, obviously, but there's no joy in chastising someone that's in this position. It sucks, and it reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm relocating to West Africa, so that situations like this don't happen or rarely do. Because I mean, this is horrible. So a 35-year-old housewife, Blessing Ogoro, has been arrested by men of Ogun State Police Command for allegedly selling her two daughters, Samore Ogoro 4 and Deborah Ogoro 2. The suspect was arrested following a report lodged at Redeem Camp Divisional Headquarters by her husband, Oluwaseyi Ogoro. The police public relations officer in the state, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. Oyeyemi said the husband reported that when he returned from traveling last week, Tuesday, he couldn't find his two daughters. The PPRO said the man stated further that all efforts to make his wife tell him the whereabouts of the children proved abortive, hence his report. Upon the report, the DPO Redeem Camp Division, CSP Alabi Jede, detailed his detectives to apprehend the suspect, who had already been with the camp's Code of Conduct department. On interrogation, the suspect explained to the police that her husband left home for the past 2 years, and while he was away, she found it difficult to cater for the two children with her other two children she had for another man. So she had 4 children. She stated further that while she was contemplating on what to do, one Kolawole Imoleo introduced her to a couple in Port Harcourt who was in need of children. She sold the 2 children to the couple at the rate of 300,000 Naira. Her confession led to the arrest of said intermediary, Kolowale. They are both assisting the police in their investigation. Commissioner has ordered the transfer of the suspects to the Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Labor Unit of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for Discreet Investigation. Oyeyemi added that Ajogun directed that the children must be rescued and brought back to their parents as soon as possible. So this is a situation where allegedly, the husband was gone for that long. I don't know about that. That's 2 years, and all of a sudden he came back. I don't know. Maybe he went out to look for work or whatever. But regardless, there was miscommunication, or there was not a lot of communication. I can believe the economic situation that she was in. Like, what will cause you to sell the children? Or maybe she did it out of spite. Who knows? Who knows what the true story is? But I have seen stories similar to this one where, because they're in dire need of money, the fathers will sell their daughters, their virgin daughters, to other people, or parents will sell their children into slave trafficking for money, and it's because of the economic situation. This is why I believe we need to be focused on the private sector, because the private sector is the main employer of citizens of a country. It's not the government, it's the private businesses that come in. And these private businesses, in order for them to come in, they have to have an environment that's conducive to them having good business. So when I'm promoting the importance of doing good business, it's not just to enrich myself, or for us to enrich ourselves. It's also so that we can alleviate a lot of these economic burdens that are placed on top of the citizens in Nigeria. Because this is what happens when it gets to desperation, you start thinking of anything. Now, in her situation, a lot of situations, they are, okay, let me sell these children, pretty much slavery, so that I can get some money. And I don't know, some of them maybe they think, okay, if I can get this money, maybe I can buy them back, the children back, at a later period. So kind of have, like, lease out their children, and I guess they have hopes of bringing them. You know what? It's on us, and yes, I'm saying all of us in the diaspora, and even there on the ground, it's on us to create an environment where this is not even an option for them. It's not an option for them to go ahead and go into the desert, to go into the slave trade, to get to France or whatever. We need to create an environment where they won't even be thinking about this. If they really need money, then they know, okay, you know what? I need money. There's a company that all they do is recycle trash. I don't want to do it, but it's consistent money, and I can at least build up, and then I could be looking for something better. At least if we offer those options and those opportunities, it's going to be a better outcome for them. At least they know, okay, at least I'm working. The job is there. Let me go ahead and do it, rather than saying, let me just sell these two humans and get this money from them. So I'm glad people in at least in this article in the comments, they was really trying to understand why she would do this, and they felt sympathy for her, because once again, what woman that birthed children wants to sell them? That's not the first thing they want to do. It had to be a very dire situation, or once again, it could be spite. Regardless, it's just a reminder that how important it is to do good business. It's not going to be charity. Notice you have all these churches here. You have all these churches in these West African countries. All this type money that they get. I wonder why these women feel they can't go to the church and give the children to the church at least. Why aren't they? Why isn't that like the first thing that they're thinking of? Well, maybe it's possibly because the church that's not what they're about. That's not what they're trying to do. Whatever reason, they're not looked at as an option. So once again, it's on us to really create these better options for people in these situations in our home countries to get money, so that we don't have to hear and see horrible stories like this.